My name is Anthony Sarcasmo-Gertis and I am 16 years old.
My name is Salina Sarcasmo-Gertis and I'm 15 years old. I've been doing speech and drama since I was about in year 2 and I've continued it all the way through and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
I've been doing speech for quite a long time. I started when I was about in year 2 and I had a little break in between, but I've kind of almost followed it through religiously throughout the years. When I started, I used to have a really bad stutter, and just doing these classes it's helped me overcome this stutter and given me the confidence that I need to go out into the world and speak. It feels great, just being able to speak to someone and able to communicate your ideas is so helpful. I know people who have trouble speaking, and I almost feel sorry for them because I was in the position that they are in. And it's really great that I'm able to do something and speak clearly because people can understand me. And when they understand me, they listen to you more and they take you more seriously. Yeah, so it's helped me out throughout my whole life in many ways.
Well, I remember when I first started speech and drama, my mum was just like, Anthony, you've got to go and do speech and drama. And I was just the tag along. But, and I probably wasn't that excited to do it at first. I thought, now I'm going to do another thing with my brother. But it's definitely made us closer together and I've loved the whole process.
Yeah, it has. It's one of those great things of being able to, especially with my sister, because we don't really get to spend much time together. We're always at school or we're doing sport or something like that. And it's really great to be able to, sit down and actually learn with my sister, which I've never had the opportunity to do.
One key memory I have of performing with my brother was actually at a showcase when I was probably in year 3 or 4 maybe. And we did Alice in Wonderland. So I was Alice and he was the caterpillar. And that was probably one of the best memories I have of performing with him, just because we just had a lot of fun practicing it. I remember your costume was just like a sheet sewn together. And
I'm pretty sure I had one of my sister's old headbands, and then we got one of those frizzy wires and put like a little soft ball at the end of it. And just all those creative things you get to put along with it. It's fun, that's the thing about it. It's fun, it's interesting, and you can get involved in it. And I'm glad that I did that piece in particular.
One of the best ways that I found to practice and learn all my pieces is actually practicing in the car. It sounds like a very weird thing to just sort of read out your pieces in a car, but I found it quite effective. I always had my book in the car, you read through it, you can use expression, no one's really watching you. You're sort of just talking to a back of the seats. But yeah, it was really good to just sort of learn your pieces, get the hang of them, and build expression over time. And that 5 or 10 minutes a day builds up, and I found that probably the most effective strategy for learning and improving my pieces. And another thing that practicing in the car also does is you're doing it a little bit every day and it's very consistent. So, when you memorize something, it's very hard to just sit down and read the speech and memorize it in an hour. But doing that 5 minutes every day, eventually you'll be reading it, but you're not actually paying attention on what you're reading. It sort of just comes naturally, the memorization.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I personally have a bit of trouble with sitting down and memorizing something, because I find I get a bit bored, get a bit distracted. But just having those short segments, like 5-10 minutes every day, it's not too long. You can just read through it, you can understand it, you start to memorize it, and it builds up gradually. But if you look at it from the start of when you start memorizing at the end, you're like, wow, just by going through in the car, you can physically see how far you've come and developed on that piece of the work. I decided to more focus on a presentation kind of aspect, so I started picking up the voice and communication by the AMEB. Quite recently I was able to achieve quite a big thing, my certificate in voice and communication. So that was quite a big thing for me, as it's almost a recognition of just how far I've come, and now I'm a certified voice and communications presenter.
One of the greatest accomplishments so far is my certificate in voice and communications. This is something that I would never believe that I could achieve when I started doing my exams in year 3, and now that I've got it, it's such an accomplishment to have, and it's definitely taught me many life skills that I'll use. One big thing I noticed that voice communications has helped me to be able to do is just speaking to an audience, and I know personally in any class presentation, having these skills have definitely helped me, and in comparison to other students, I always notice that there's always that one person who's either swaying or stuttering, doesn't look at the audience, and it's those key skills that make you a good presenter, and I just feel very fortunate to be able to have these skills.